Finally, she left me alone in the room. I let out a small sigh and looked up at the ceiling. I had to wait until tonight to actually do anything. What was I going to do? Part of me agreed with Diana's suggestion, wanting to stay in the room and be safe in case the guards didn't know who I was and would kill me on sight. My curiosity, laundry. My curiosity, however, wouldn't leave me alone and wanted me to explore the castle. I was handed an opportunity to explore a castle in the demon world, and part of me did not want it to go to waste. I was torn on what to do.
I think we should explore.
I agree. No way I was letting this chance pass me by. I stood and walked towards the door, opening it a crack and looking around. There was no one in the hall, but there were 2 directions to go.
Which way?
I don't know.
Left?
Okay. I went with left. I closed the door behind me as I exited my room and began to make my way down the left corridor. Everything was definitely medieval style, and I felt a bit small in the hall. It was like I was in a fairy tale, walking around in a wedding dress. It felt almost dreamlike. The passage seemed long.
Oh, I want to draw that.
It does that does seem like a good image. I wish we had a CG for that.
Yeah, me too.
The passage...
I'll make one!
Yeah, make a CG! The passage seemed long, decorated with wall candles, paintings, and random curtains and flowers. It was mystical to see, and I smiled. As I approached another fork in the hall, however, I sighed.
Really? How does anyone find their way around?
I looked back, knowing I hadn't walked far from my room. I could turn back. Yet, we hadn't gotten a CG or another area.
Right?
Sure? What if we accidentally go in a square circle? Okay, so we went left. I'm trying to imagine this in my head.
Yeah, but we're going through a huge castle.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, let's just go right. I was heading left, so I decided to go in the opposite direction this time. I turned right and headed down the hall, greeted by more fantastical decor. The hall became longer and longer as I continued to walk. However, this sounds bad. I suddenly stopped at the sound of a shout.
Beware, my brain, and bow to your new overlord!
Alright, I'm gonna...
What?
I just took a trip back to 2007 DeviantArt. I turned towards where the shout was erupting from and saw a door ajar. As I peeked into the room the door led into, I stared at what I saw. Oh, you. A floating creature was standing over top of a table that held a map in miniature pieces, as if someone had set up a strategy board game. The creature was planted on top of a red marker, as if the marker was their mount.
I will rule the entire world, and no one can stop me, because I am the Demon Lord!
Okay. As it switched to a different personality, the creature quickly jumped and floated over to a purple marker, striking an exaggeratedly sexy pose.
Oh no! I will stop you with my massive boobies and butt powers! I will rule this world, not you! And everyone will love me!
You can't see my face right now, but I'm just... Oh god, there is not enough alcohol in the world. There is not enough alcohol in the world, my dudes. I watched as the creature bounced back and forth between pretending to be the Demon Lord and Diana, lost and intrigued as to how small and quick they were. I'm sorry if I sound suddenly like really hopeless, but that line.
Did you go to the next one yet?
No, because I'm thinking about the boobies and butt powers and I want to die. I hate...
Your boobies cannot scare me, for
I want to die.
Have a penis, and penises ward off fear.
What's happening?
Alright. Let me...
You may have a penis, but
I
have an army that
Boobies is an
practically
unsexy
worships my
word.
overly curvy
So is
and
penis.
ridiculously
Why is
perfect
this
body.
happening? I can't even look at the screen right now. Oh my god, no! I don't understand. I miss Eric. I stifled a laugh. This was actually rather amusing to watch. I disagree. Seeing the creature imitate the Demon Lord and their own leader.
Then come here, and I will show you the true power. Soldiers, attack!
I stared as the creature suddenly formed multiple little miniature soldiers on opposite sides of the table, using magic to make them clash and smack against each other, as if an invisible child was playing with them. There were even some small, squeaky stuffed animals and glass figures smacking and crashing together. It was a chaotic little show.
Oh no! We're being overrun! Do not hold back! We'll beat him! Gah! Gah! The pain! Why? I see it! I see the light! Gah!
I wish I could see the light. I couldn't stop the laughter from erupting from my stomach and began to guffaw, amused by the little show I was witnessing. The creature, in surprise, poofed into a cloud of smoke before appearing and falling back over the side of the table in regular size, or at least what I assumed to be their regular size.
Whoa! I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yep, I'm okay.
The creature managed to hop up and started floating again behind the table, giving me a thumbs up as if nothing was wrong. Their clothes were a bit disheveled, but they gave me a toothy grin.
Hiya!
Hi. Sorry for disturbing your,
Huh? Oh, my game! It's okay. I was just getting to the good part.
The good part.
The creature nodded before leaning over the table, rearranging all of the figurines that still remained on it.
Yeah, when Diana kills the Demon Lord and takes over the world.
Oh,
The way that they put it made it seem like Diana was going to be an overlord. Was she really trying to take over the world? The creature looked at me and chuckled.
Oh, you don't know what's happening, huh? Well, we're all fighting the Demon Lord, and by we, I mean me and Diana and the others. But anyway, we're fighting the Demon Lord because he's a tyrant and we don't like tyrants, so we're gonna kill him and take over.
okay.
It made it seem so simple and so joyous. You're a pixie, aren't you?
You guys are really gonna kill him and take over?
Huh? Duh! The Demon Lord is completely crazy! He's burnt down so many villages and destroyed so many forests! He's only causing us harm! That's why we have to stop him!
The creature then put the purple marker next to the red marker, glaring at both.
We have to kill him before he hurts anyone else!
With a flick of their wrist, they used the purple marker and knocked the red one over violently, making it skid across the table towards the edge. Just from the look on their face, they seemed peeved about the Demon Lord. I would be too. Hell, I already was.
You all will win.
The creature looked up at me before letting go of the marker and placing their hands behind their head with a grin. I nodded with
You
a
think
reassuring smile. They seemed confident enough to battle the Demon Lord, and if it was for the best, then it had to be done. The creature nodded back to me before yawning.
So, you're getting married, huh?
Okay.
You're getting hitched!
Huh?
I laughed at them, unsure of where the changing topic came from. The creature laughed a bit. Oh my god, I know that
Don't
voice.
tell me you forgot!
I think I know that
No,
voice.
it's not that. It's just... Where did this come from?
Well, you are heading home tonight. This is my only chance to ask why?
Why what?
Why get married? I mean, I know humans are different when it comes to marriage or whatever, but marriage is still a commitment, right? That's not different from demon marriage, but it's different and stuff, and yeah! why get married?
I stared at the creature, unsure of what they were getting at. Yes, marriage was a commitment, but it was something I was willing to do, especially with Damien. I placed my hand over my heart, feeling it pulse loudly for the man I loved, and smiled.
Because I love him.
You love him?
Yeah. I do.
The creature stared at me as if I had 3 heads. Was what I said wrong? No, it couldn't have been, because it was true. And yet the creature continued to stare at me oddly.
What?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's just weird.
Thanks. What's weird?
Love. It's just weird, okay? But if it works for you, that works, I guess. It's not like I'm the one getting married.
Okay. Thanks for your
stared at-
opinion.
I didn't ask for your opinion, strange creature. I stared at the creature, unsure of what they meant. However, before I could question them, they yawned and stretched out.
Alright, I'ma steal some snacks. You should head back to your room or whatever so that Diana doesn't catch you snooping around. She doesn't like snooping. Or was it swooping?
I would not
What?
know. I don't know.
Swooping?
What? I don't know.
Does that refer to anything other than flying?
Urban Dictionary? The creature shrugged as I nodded. It was probably for the best that I returned to my room.
To put the moves on someone who's been rejected by their desired. Alternately, a term used by commissioned salespeople to describe the act of stealing a customer from another salesperson.
Oh. That wasn't what I thought it was.
Me either. Did you think swimming and pooping?
Yes. I also kept thinking of Shaggy going, let me swoosh right in! I knew my way back, so I left the room and returned to my room.
Are you sure we know the way back? Oh, okay, apparently so.
That's what I questioned. I remained in my room until the night came. I was given food, which looked like soup. I meant soup!
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
Fuck you! I love. The woman who gave it to me apologized, letting me know that food was scarce until the upcoming harvest, which was a couple of days away. Being that I was only staying the day, I didn't mind much. I was more concerned over what I was given to eat. It was some sort of stew with mysterious chunks swimming in its broth.
Oh god, what kind of meat
Smells
is that?
Surprisingly good, but who knew how it tasted? I have a feeling we're gonna be here for more than one day, so I feel like we should eat it.
But the rules of Fairyland.
Oh, I don't know the rules of Fairyland. What's that?
You know, in like old Scottish fairy tales or whatever, if you eat the food, you have to stay there forever. And like Greek underworld and all that stuff.
Oh. See, I don't give a shit about fantasy usually, so I don't know these rules.
Well,
I guess we should refuse
I mean,
it.
but I do a lot of studying of like mythology and folklore.
I don't, so I guess we should refuse it then. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No way, no how. I was not in the mood to try out new things after what I had been through, and this was not something I wanted to try at all. A knock rapped on my door, breaking me out of my train of thought.
Huh? Come in.
The door revealed Diana, the plate holding things I recognized. Bread and cheese. I let out a heavy sigh of relief before Diana left.
I suggest not trying that. As good as it smells, the taste would not sit well with you.
Yay, we did right.
Alright. Instantly I moved the bowl to the nearby table, thankful that I did not have to try it. Diana handed me the plate and nodded, reassuring me that what was on it was indeed what it
It's
seemed.
not much, but it's human food. Eat up.
How exactly did you get human food?
Yeah.
I will.
I began to chow down, feeling the hunger in my stomach dissipate with each bite and swallow. The food I was eating, surprisingly, was delicious, so I began to crave something to drink. Diana chuckled and formed a small goblet in her hand, filled with clear liquid that I assumed to be water. I took it and drank it down, feeling my thirst quenched before I let out a sigh.
I feel so much better.
I can tell. Take a moment to finish eating. Then we'll head for the ritual.
I looked up at Diana, suddenly excited. Everything was prepared for it? Was it possible to go home now? As if she read my mind, she smiled and nodded. Well, then I'll eat when I get home. Let me go.
We just need to head over and we'll start.
Let's do it. I couldn't continue eating. My mind went into an obsessive frenzy of wanting to go home. I stood up, moving the plate and goblet to a nearby table.
Let's go.
Huh? Are you sure?
Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go.
I'm happy as can be. Let's go
Walking
walking
you
with
and me. Ready, set, come on, let's go.
Go see my neighbor Totoro if you have not.
Is there anyone on this planet who hasn't?
There could be, you don't know.
Shame on them.
I nodded, not wanting to waste any more time. I needed to get home, and I was tired of waiting. Diana stared before nodding and heading to the door, opening it for me and exiting after me. As she closed the door behind her, I began to feel my heart flutter in relieved joy. I was heading home.
That bodes well.
None of this bodes well. Bode. Diana led me down the corridors to the war room, where I had originally arrived, to reveal the table covered in plants and artifacts of different kinds. None of it made sense to me, but I had only to assume it was just what I needed for the spell to work. Diana walked to the table and took note of what she saw, nodding.
This should work.
You're in doubt?
Have to be after the last time we tried sending her home. Do we have a human anchor?
No, you're on your own this time. But we'll make sure you survive casting it.
This spell should work, however, because we'll be using energy material. It will only require a slice of your energy on top of these items, which your guard can refill immediately after
Fuck
this.
yeah, double
Just
fuck.
make sure you don't die casting it.
Diana smiled at her guard before turning to me.
So, are you ready to return home?
Hell yes, she didn't have to ask.
I'm ready.
Diana nodded once more before turning back to the table. She lifted her arms over the surface and lowered her head, muttering under her breath.
O tenebris portas, apriat nobis, largiatur exidium, desiderium.
As she spoke, the table began to glow as she did. A dark purple aura began to surround her form as she lifted and arched her head back, staring at the ceiling. A glimpse at her eyes made me gasp. Warm golden orbs covered her blood-red irises, glowing with magic. She was deep within the spell. I could see it slowly draw energy from her body. Items on the table began to gleam wildly, light orbs floating from them and dancing in the air above the table's surface. They began to weave back and forth with each other, almost as if the lights were dancing to a silent tune. The other demons stepped back as Diana moved her arms up and pointed to the dancing lights. Her finger pointed into the air, leading the lights to follow where it directed obediently. She drew a large circle in the air, and the lights followed like a perfect trail, spreading out and forming a large void in the air. As they finally stopped moving, they burst into a bright light, causing the demons and I to cover our eyes from it. It engulfed the room, but died down just as fast, revealing a small tear in the air. Diana quickly leaned forward and dug her hands into it before pulling the tear apart, revealing
My bedroom.
Diana continued to pull the tear open, giving enough space for me to jump through.
Hurry and go through!
Oh.
This is your chance!
I wasn't going to let it go to waste. I gripped the bottom of my dress and rushed forward, using momentum to jump into the air and forward towards the void. I could almost reach it. Oh, of course, it's
Hurry
gonna go
and go
wrong.
through.
I could
This
feel
is
the
your
air
chance.
conditioning of my room right at my fingertips. I was... Yes!
He will never
You
leave this
dopey.
world alive!
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready. When you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Thanks, Demon Lord. You suck. The Demon Lord's voice rang through the air just as I saw my fingertips pass through the tear. What stopped the rest of my body was a red light and force, forcing me and Diana back from the opening. I felt my body fly backwards and slam into the wall.
Great.
Before I landed on the... What?
I said great.
Before I landed on the stone ground. I heard Diana as well land behind me with a painful thud. I looked up and felt my heart break as the tear became wrapped in red lightning, zipping itself closed and vanishing into thin air. No, this could not be. Same.
Gilbert!
That should have worked. How could it have failed?
We must have missed something. Was there anything we had forgotten?
No. I verified everything myself.
Then why was the Demon Lord able to overpower a gate spell?
I highly doubt you know either, brute.
Stop fighting! We need to make a plan and all of you are just being stupid! Stupid!
Are you alright, Azair?
Azair?
Fine.
Who's a what's it?
Azair? That's Diana's
Oh.
name?
Oh. I was too lost in my mind to fully understand what was going on around me. I was so close. I felt the other side. I had almost made it home. Why couldn't I go home? Diana's grunt of pain next to me made me shoot my head towards her, and I watched her slowly push herself off the ground and glare at the table.
The Demon Lord must have done something more than simply bring her here.
What could he have done?
Now, the Demon Lord is incapable of doing anything of the sort. His lackey imps must have done something to her.
A spell?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I looked to the rabbit woman, seeing her stare wide-eyed at me.
She will not
The other
leave
demons stared at me as well, and suddenly I felt like I was on display. Was something wrong with me?
She will not leave the demon world alive. He must have placed some sort of curse on her to prevent her from leaving this plane. In order to leave, she'd have to die.
Well, that's bullshit. What? My mind went blank. Did the Demon Lord really curse me? Was I forced to stay in this world until I died? I could never go back?
Are you suggesting a barrier curse?
That would explain the red energy that sealed the tear.
But dark magic like that requires...
Blood of 1,000 demons. He must have sacrificed part of his army to cast a curse on her that would prevent her from leaving.
Alright,
The
let's
Demon
kill
Lord is
this
that
motherfucker.
desperate for her.
The only way to
My
break
body
that kind
began
of
to
curse
shiver
is to kill
violently.
the caster,
I'm
Okay.
the
behind you.
Demon Lord himself.
Ugh.
The only way to break that kind of curse is to kill the caster, the Demon Lord himself.
She's trapped here until this war is over.
My body began to shiver violently.
Yep.
Okay.
My body began to shiver violently. The Demon Lord killed 1,000 demons just to trap me here. Why? Why? I slammed my fists into the ground and began to scream.
I want to go home! Why?
I could feel the sympathy and anger in the room, but I didn't care. I was beyond living. I was far past broken. I was seeing red.
I don't want to bother my neighbors.
I understand. That's what I'm like when I have to do the kids screaming in dramatical murder. I just go, "Wah!" As my voice ripped through the air, a bright light erupted through the room once again. Everyone covered their eyes, but Diana quickly scrambled to get on her knees and covered me with her body. She held me tightly as the light invaded the space and slowly began to fade. As the light finally died, everyone moved their hands to see what had happened. In the air was a white tear that was slowly opening, facing down towards the table. Something was coming. I could feel it in the air. The guard summoned his spear and pointed at the tear, glaring at it and gritting his teeth.
Is it the bay?
Something's coming!
Is it the bay? In reply, Diana summoned like a saber and placed it in front of us.
Ready yourselves! It could be the Demon Lord!
The other demons in the room readied themselves and then stared at the tear, either holding a weapon or preparing a spell. I felt the air change, becoming heavier as the terror began to grow. The energy around it began to pulsate, making everyone in the room that much more tense. I stared at the terror as well, frightened as to what was coming. Was it the Demon Lord? His minions? My mind began to cycle through fearful ideas of what was about to happen.
Yep, it's the bays.